The 1960s were a time of great excitement and tension. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a fierce competition. It was the space race. Both countries wanted to prove their technological superiority, the ultimate prize, landing humans on the moon. The Soviet Union had taken an early lead. They launched the first satellite, Sputnik, in 1957. Then, in 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. The United States was behind, but determined to catch up. President John F. Kennedy challenged America. He set a bold goal to land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth before the end of the decade. This challenge ignited the imagination of the world. The race to the moon was on. Apollo 11 was the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. This ambitious mission had a clear goal: to achieve President Kennedy's dream of landing humans on the moon. NASA designed the mission with meticulous care. 3 astronauts were chosen for this historic mission: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Armstrong, the mission commander, would have the honor of being the first human to set foot on the moon. Aldrin would join him on the lunar surface. Collins, the command module pilot, would remain in lunar orbit. The eyes of the world were on them. July 16, 1969. Millions around the globe watched as a Saturn V rocket stood ready. This was it. The launch of Apollo 11 was about to make history. The atmosphere at Kennedy Space Center was electric with anticipation. At 9:32 a.m. EDT, the engines ignited. The ground shook as the mighty rocket roared into the sky. Apollo 11 was on its way, carrying the dreams of humanity with it. The journey to the moon took 3 days. Inside the cramped spacecraft, the astronauts worked diligently. They monitored systems, performed maneuvers, and prepared for the most important part of their mission, the lunar landing. Section 4. One small step, one giant leap. Tension mounted as the lunar module Eagle separated from the command module. Armstrong and Aldrin were alone now, descending towards the unknown. The world held its breath as they approached the moon's surface. Finally, on July 20, 1969, history was made. Armstrong's voice crackled over the radio. "Houston Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Humanity had reached the moon." Hours later, Armstrong climbed down the ladder. He stepped onto the dusty surface and uttered the words that would echo through history. "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Section 5, Homeward Bound, a triumphant return. After planting the American flag and conducting experiments, it was time to go home. They left behind scientific instruments and a plaque that read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, AD. We came in peace for all mankind." The ascent from the moon and the docking with the command module were tense moments, but Collins, orbiting faithfully above, was there to guide them home. On July 24, 1969, the Apollo 11 capsule splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. The astronauts returned to Earth as heroes. They had done the impossible. They had walked on the moon. Section 6. Apollo 11's legacy inspiring generations. Apollo 11 was more than just a successful mission. It was a turning point in human history. It showed that there were no limits to what humanity could achieve. The mission inspired a generation of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. It showed that with courage, determination, and innovation, anything is possible. Today, the legacy of Apollo 11 lives on. It continues to inspire new generations to reach for the stars. The spirit of exploration that fueled the mission is as strong as ever. Apollo 11 reminds us that our greatest achievements come when we dare to dream big and work together to achieve the impossible.